50 years ago, the embrace between Paul VI and Ecumenical Patriarch Athenagoras I of Constantinople in Jerusalem marked the beginning of a new history after centuries of separation. The Pope and the Patriarch communicated their mutual esteem and trust, their commitment to continue with dialogues, the joy, and even the fact that they were moved to tears in finally meeting together. For centuries, the Patriarch said that the Christian world has been living the night of separation, and its eyes are tired of looking into the darkness. And Pope Paul VI, with realism full of hope, observed, the ways that lead to the union are long and full of difficulties, but the two roads converge and lead to the sources of the gospel. 3 years later, in 1967, Chiara Lubich also entered this page, which remains among the most beautiful pages of the history of ecumenical dialogue.
The relationship of Chiara with Patriarch Athenagoras I began through a religious father. Father Angelo Beghetto, also known as Father Nazareno, was the Father Superior of the conventual Franciscan friars in Istanbul, Turkey. He had the chance to meet Patriarch Athenagoras. When the Patriarch heard him speak of Chiara, he told Father Nazareno, "I would like to meet her." Chiara responded to that invitation without delay, and on June the 13th, 1967, at the Fanar, headquarters of the Patriarchate, the first encounter took place.
Entriamo. Appena dentro, Padre Nazareno.
We entered. As soon as we were inside, Father Nazareno introduced me and said, "Here is Ms. Chiara Lubich." And the Patriarch, raising his arms like this, said to me, "I was expecting you. I was waiting for you." At the end of the whole speech, do you know what he told me? "Now you have one disciple more." The atmosphere was like two charisms that meet, and it was a warm and lively atmosphere, certainly full of fire, an atmosphere of love and communion, a family atmosphere from the heart.
From 67 to 72, Chiara Lubich took 8 trips to Istanbul, meeting with Athenagoras 23 times.
Io lo accompagnavo sempre Chiara.
I always accompanied Chiara to Istanbul. Chiara and Patriarch Athenagoras really wanted to reach Christian unity between Orthodox and Catholics.
Piena.
Full unity. I remember that day was the 25th of March, 1971. We went to the Fanar, and I had the task to interview Patriarch Athenagoras I. In fact, the first question I asked him was this: "Today is your 85th birthday. Could you tell me which is the most beautiful memory of your life?" And he told me, "The sweetest memory of my life is the encounter with Pope Paul VI in Jerusalem after centuries. When we saw each other, we immediately embraced each other. And after centuries, there were so many embraces, so many, very many."
On the 21st of February 1969, Patriarch Athenagoras recorded an audio message in French addressed to the young people of the Focolare. He spoke of the unprecedented crisis that humanity was experiencing and the love between brothers and sisters that had extinguished. His words were filled with hope, though, when he recalled his encounters with Pope Paul VI. The great ecclesial events in the last 6 years, our 3 consecutive encounters with His Holiness the Great Pope of Rome, Paul VI, whom I see as a great prophet of our days, have closed the gap of separation and have built a bridge over the abyss.
Lui era
He was the greatest charismatic person I ever met outside the Catholic Church. He hoped that I could have the same contact we had also with Pope Paul VI. He hoped I could bring to the Pope his thoughts, his feelings. He didn't call him Paul VI, he called him Paul II, while he called me Tekla, because Tekla was one of St. Paul's companions and he saw me as a person who worked with Pope Paul VI.
Chiara
wanted a permanent focolare to be opened in Istanbul, even if there wasn't a real community, precisely for Patriarch Athenagoras. And she sent Aletta, who knew French.
The Patriarch sensed the gift that the charism of unity represented for the Church. Chiara always kept Paul VI informed of all her encounters with Athenagoras, and the Pope encouraged her to continue. Also with the Patriarch there was an exchange of messages and letters in which Athenagoras told Chiara about his passion for unity.
Chiara then also visited his successors, namely Demetrios, and especially Bartholomew, who had been present in all Chiara's conversations with Patriarch Athenagoras. Patriarch Bartholomew came to greet Chiara at the Gemelli Hospital when Chiara was about to leave us for heaven. He really wanted to thank her and give her his blessing.
Christians from the East and from the West, we have been called today, precisely us, to nurture among us, among our friends, among the known and the unknown, that sweet awareness of belonging to the same Church. We should do this as soon as possible. In reality, we have been separated in our actions. Therefore, it's actually in our actions that we will unite again. A splendid morning of a new Christian springtime, long awaited for centuries, is coming.